All right, there is so much going on right now, and whether consciously or unconsciously, I think we understand that we are the creators of our lives, and creatorship takes courage to reclaim our power when there is so much fear in our world right now. And we're taught that the power is outside of us, or that somebody else knows better than you do, which is completely false, my friends. But when it really comes to authority and claiming our own power, it is we ourselves that are choosing and creating this end result. And as a lover of functional medicine, the polyvagal nervous system and healing with consciousness is the very deepest part of understanding that I think that this new phase of us all understanding of how we can work together to increase not only in our immune systems, but self-healing. Now, for many of us, symptoms we experience trigger us into a fight or flight response. And this very relationship creates the disturbance that blocks the very healing that we need. So what are we to do when we don't want the symptoms, but fighting it just makes it worse? Or even more significant, we fear there's something wrong with our body, and it only amplifies this fight response even more. So really the key is this hyper-awareness. It's understanding the somatic body. And the brain is the last trigger of action that this response and this understanding of healing goes through. It actually is through our sensory system, and it's through our proprioceptive system that is always looking for the danger that allows us to step into either a fight or flight or a healing and rest and digest zone. So when we have this judgment or fear that in our experience, the body is going to register that and it's going to reflect it. And this is why we can search high and low for all of these answers, but continue to struggle with the same problems over and over and over again. So what is required before we can heal is that we change our perspective and our beliefs so we can really receive something new. And the fear response just keeps us putting out fires. So I want to invite you to move out of the struggle and to really receive what you need. So here's my love prescription with 3 steps to start healing now. Number 1 is to really pay close attention and enter the holographic energetics of the body and really see what's going on in the body. Because when we release fear and the ideas and the conclusions of all these judgments of what's really going on, where do you focus and where do you feel those sensations? What kind of textures do they have? And is there a certain kind of temperature to it? Are these sensations, do they have a certain color? And be objective in the awareness in the body and just let these sensations in of where this discomfort is. Now write those down and anchor in your observation and release the pattern of making it mean anything than what it is. Number 2 is to slow your breath. Just taking 3 to 5 conscious breaths to release any tension that you're holding. And really let that breath come in through the nose and through the belly. And just allow your belly to expand out as you inhale and sink as you exhale. And slow your inhales and exhales as much as you possibly can, and just see that energy and that tension and that fear start to release through that exhale. Maybe even the color that you previously had in this discomfort starts to change through the breath. And do this as long as you need to so your body can really do what it already knows to do, which is to release tension and to come back into that harmony, right? Now, the 3rd step is to get conscious. Ask yourself, what do I really, really need right now? And there are things that perhaps you need to let go and just to anchor in, feeling what it feels like with the absence of that once it's let go through the body. Let it go through the body and create more momentum in this. What would perhaps a new belief be? Simply asking what else could be here to turn into wisdom energy. And maybe you have an idea about what or is possible or not possible if you release this heavy, depressing anchor that's been in your body and your subconscious for so long. It's really good to ask good questions because the subconscious will want to answer you if you allow it. Your body knows the difference between a truth and a lie, my friends. So when you buy into the idea that I can't heal, or I'm getting old, or I need medication, or anything that's not serving you, this actually feels heavy. So when you remember anything is possible for me, or I can be open to something new, or I surrender the wisdom that's within me, you actually will start to feel lighter. So be willing to let yourself know what you know and begin operating accordingly. And lastly, my friends, if we were sitting here and you desired results a year from now, where would it be? What would you want to get there? We cannot do this alone. And in a wild forest, the trees are always intertwined, constantly exchanging information through an enormous mycelial network. So they exist in the network and rely on each other to really function. As we journey through life, we often come to realize that the work we do is not just about us. Rather, it depends and it extends and expands through the impact that we have through our innermost circle of friends and family, and this outward projection from there at large into the world through our own healing and what we share together, which is co-regulating in these experiences. So again, through these phases, really tap into the mind-body observation in the body, letting it transpose from what the body knows through the sensory system of light, and allowing that color to come in, the sensation, breathing through the sensation, transposing that color, releasing the tension from the breath, and allowing yourself to ask, what else could be here that I could turn into wisdom that I now know that makes me feel lighter? All right. With that said, all my love, all my light. Check out more short videos like this on the Awaken Beauty Podcast YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.